Going live, and we're live. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. Welcome to another live commentary. This is the last one, the last Sharknado of the franchise, and it's on Blu-ray. So I got to watch it up here. I hope you join me in the chat. I started early. I said 12, but I got things to do later. So let's get this started. Keep the volume low so I don't get a copyright infringement. Here we go. Play. So last left off our heroes. Everything we went to crap, and the movie ends on a cliffhanger. So keep it low. Not that I think YouTube is going to care about a copyright infringement. There it is, the last Sharknado. It's about time. It starts that way with a giant hook foot or whatever. Yeah, yeah. And there's some dinosaurs. Jurassic World. This is not, but it looks ridiculous. But it is the last Sharknado. Excuse me. I went back in time. No Dolph Lundgren cameo this time. There's Finn Shepard. I gotta put the subtitles because I can't read. I can't. Where's the subtitles? Submenu, status. I'll put the subtitles if they're no, not repeat. Subtitles. Are there subtitles here? No, there's no subtitles here. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just put it up a little bit. I don't think Sci-Fi is gonna care because this movie came out 4 years ago. As long as there's no footage, I should be fine. I did the Mission Impossible movies and I didn't get a copyright infringement, so be it, Because when I did why him, I got a copyright infringement because of freaking Kiss music. But I'm like, there's no copyrighted music here. The last movie had one. The Kids Aren't All Right was in the fifth one. So some of the cameos are weaker in this one compared to the last one because you have a drag queen, you have Tori Spelling, you got Vivica Fox comes back, you have Jonathan Bennett, who I don't like. Thankfully, he gets killed off here. He plays a old Western guy because they go through time in this one, like Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. And it's a short movie, so I wanted to do this because it's the only Blu-ray I got to do up here for this month. I wanted to do Endgame, but that's so long. I got to do it sometime when I'm available. Look at that giant freaking Jurassic shark. Excuse me. Watch your back. Yeah, at least even though these effects are not as good as like Jurassic World, hey, they had very little money to work with. I know the feeling. So, but compared to Jurassic World, it wasn't. It's not as boring. It's an hour shorter. It's an hour shorter, and I like the characters more. There's Nova. I think that's Nova. She's alive because again they retconned the ending of the last movie where she's alive. The shark ate the T-Rex. That's great. That's what I wish happened in Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, and even Dominion. Oh yeah, buddy. Because Nova didn't really do anything in the last movie. She just tried to save Finn, and then Finn's son Gil, and then died. Oh no, is that her, or is that Vivica Fox? There she is. Oh yeah, buddy. You're gorgeous. And there's the other guy, the guy from the second movie, Judah Freelander. Yeah, he came back. I forgot to get my shark puppet, but it's okay. Of course, they had to bring the cast back, except for John Hurt, who died after the first movie, a few years after the first movie. So they brought back the actors that survived, that either died or survived the last couple of films, and brought them back. There's Tara Reid, alive because, yeah, again, they're back in time. This is before the Sharknadoes happen, and they got to stop them. If you hear any clacking, that's my pteranodon or pterodactyl. The gang's all back together. Even Vivica Fox came back, and I missed her too because we hadn't seen her since the second movie. It's like Godzilla Final Wars. We got a lot of nostalgia. We got a lot of characters come back after some of them died in the previous films, like the Smog Monster and Anguirus and a bunch of others. Yeah, they went through a time portal again, just like Spider-Man: No Way Home. Why did the villains come back? Because time. It's the last Sharknado. Why wouldn't he? This movie would have sucked if it was just Finn by himself. It would not be the same movie. It would just be. No, Gil comes back, but not Dolph Lundgren because he was busy doing Aquaman. So they had to get another. They had to bring back the. I guess he's a baby. He's being born at the end of the movie. Yeah, but we'll get to that. I know it's been a rough year for me. Thankfully, this is the last Sharknado, and I don't have to do another one. There's no seventh movie. I'm gonna try to keep it low so I don't get a copyright infringement. It looks great on this TV. I've seen it once on this TV. I think it was last year. The first one from the first movie. They also even go back to footage from the first movie and they retcon. Well, not retcon. So the guy still dies on the boat, but they. And again, this movie was a year before Endgame, so it's not ripping off Endgame when it came out first. It's good to finally not have those headphones because if they're riding the pterodactyl. Because I had to use headphones for the last five films, but this one I don't have to because it's a Blu-ray. I don't have Bluetooth headphones for this TV, so I'll just do it like this. That looks ridiculous, but it's fun. It ends the franchise on a high note. It's a lot better than 4 and 5. I can say that. At least there's no Olivia Newton-John here, or some other people that they're throwaway cameos that were not needed. There's a couple of cameos that are not needed, but they're not very long. He's riding the shark again. I'm riding the shark, baby. Yeah, nobody's watching the podcast, but it's okay, guys. This is the last Sharknado. When I get to Ransom next week or later this week, you'll see. It's not going to be tomorrow because I need a break, but it could be this weekend because Gil doesn't have any dialogue here because he's just a plot device to get to the end. Because you see Nova's hair in the first movie, and she's like blonde, Cassie Skirbo, and then the rest of the films, in 3 and 5, she has dark hair. Hell yeah, buddy. These movies know what they are, guys. I'm not expecting them to be masterpieces because there were more sequels to this than Jaws and Deep Blue Sea. So there it is, the last Sharknado. This opening is cool. It's another animated sequence, but it's a lot better than 5. There's Petunia. Cat. Judah Freelander, yeah. This opening, creative. Nado. Sharknado. Yeah, killing Hitler, and it's a shark. Hitler shark, that's interesting. This opening's really bloody. It's like a Rick and Morty episode. Sharknado. This one is not written by Thunder Levin. Yep, Anthony C. Ferranti directed all 6 movies. Different writer because Thunder Levin was writing another film. Yeah, it doesn't really matter because it's Scott Mullen wrote this one. Now we're in Game of Thrones, a castle. In the snow, yeah. There's Neil deGrasse Tyson and a freaking drag queen, yeah, which were not needed. You could have cut this character out. It would not make a difference to me because I don't care about these kinds of people. These men that think they're women, yeah, that's stupid. That's not even in Game of Thrones. They don't have drag queens in those shows. Yes, there's another show coming out in about 2 weeks. You got House of the Dragon on HBO Max, which I'm not seeing because I'm like, well, I was never a Game of Thrones fan. I never read the comics, and the cast, most of those cast members just piss me off because they're the ones that get all the work and they can't act. Only 3 of them are the good actors: Pedro Pascal, Peter Dinklage, and Jason Momoa. That's about it for me. Most of the rest of them. Oh yeah, there's the black lady from Mad TV. Why are you a middle-aged black woman? That's weird. Yeah, they would say this is not whitewashing. Hey, Nick, Eddie, what's up? We're getting to the last Sharknado. We just got to the first 13 minutes, and this opening is a lot quicker because in the 5th movie, the opening is like 20 minutes into the film, and I'm glad that this one was a lot sooner, 13 minutes, not 20. So, yeah, this is like Game of Thrones. Excuse me. And these films for having ridiculous CGI and being over the top, they are shot well. Sean Bean as well, even though you say he's the same character. No, he's not a bad actor. It's just he dies in everything. I think he dies in Game of Thrones. He wasn't in the whole series, but the women in those movies, in those shows, in those seasons, freaking Amelia Clark and Sophie Turner and Maisie Williams and Lena Headey. I'm like, they're all Bintos. Why? Lord of the Rings didn't have to do that. They had plenty of actresses and actors that were from America or Australia or New Zealand. They weren't all British. Get out of here. That's why I think Lord of the Rings is better. And The Hobbit and Harry Potter, even though I'm not a big fan. I'm just a casual fan. I'm not going to kneel before some man lady with a big nose. I like women with big noses, not men. This is disgusting. I don't know how men could do this. If it's for a play, I can understand that, but cross-dressing dudes, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what to say. I've never done it, so because I don't talk like this. Yeah, I know that's a stereotype. I don't care. I know the difference between estrogen and not and progesterone and freaking testosterone. Yeah, this is like Game of Thrones, except it is shot well like Game of Thrones. Of course, it doesn't have the budget of Game of Thrones. Because every time I see a castle, I think Game of Thrones or King Arthur or something like that. You sound like freaking RuPaul's Drag Race. What do you think of Hard to Kill? It's decent, but I don't like the lead actress in it. It's I think Seagal's good in it, in from at that time, but uh, I'm not a fan of Kelly LeBrock. I think she was just overexposed in the '80s. She got by her looks, not her acting talent. Because where is she now? In nothing. Seagal's still fat, but he's still doing stuff. That snow looks good, yeah. Merlin, so it's more King Arthur than Game of Thrones, but it reminded me of that. Because they had to shove that in our face in Space Jam and New Legacy. I'm like, yeah, we're going to make a Game of Thrones reference because, again, it was very popular and then the show fizzled. Because it took too long to end, and then they ended it abruptly, and then, wait, that's it? You're rushing everything? Yeah. That's why they're doing House of the Dragon, because people were disappointed. At least I'm actually looking at a set and not just CGI. Because I'm sorry, James Cameron, you may have the biggest budget in the world, but your movies look like video games now. I saw Titanic. I saw clips on that movie. It doesn't look like a video game. There's actual people on that ship. It was real people. It wasn't CGI with all these blue cats all over the Pandora. It looks fake to me. It does. I know people are going to disagree, but I don't care. It looks fake. It looks like a video game. And no one was asking for those movies. 5 sequels. Good God. What do you want people to be in the theater for 18 hours? I don't have that kind of time. What do you think of Half Past Dead? It's a decent movie. It's more of an ensemble piece in a Seagal movie because it was 2002. I like Nia Peoples. I think she's awesome in that. Ja Rule was in that one as well. I haven't seen the sequel because I didn't care for a sequel without Seagal. It's her head. That's her robotic head. They use it as a weapon later in the movie. They all did. I mean, the way Nova went out in the last movie was like a bitch. I was like, she falls, and then it's like, I'm so sorry I couldn't save Gil, and I'm like, that wasn't the way to end it. That's why I'm glad they did this one to retcon what that happened. The head is jealous. You've heard that. You heard that right, folks. That's the dialogue in the scene. How long? How far are we in? 18 minutes. Yeah, because I started the movie at eight at right on the button. I skipped all the trailers because yes, this Blu-ray has trailers. That's what I hate about Blu-ray. Some of them go right to the menu, and some of them how you have to go through. They have to load, buffer, and there's stupid trailers everywhere. If you're gonna end the franchise, end it on a high note. Don't have half the cast missing, and be like, oh, retcon, 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 like they did in the Rise of Skywalker, where they do the same thing as in this movie, except they do it worse. How did you take this storyline and make it 2.5 hours, and it's not satisfying? People were disappointed. My friend Josh only liked it because he's casual. He's a casual Star Wars fan. He's not a hardcore fan. I refuse to watch it. I don't watch garbage, guys. I don't watch garbage. That's 2.5 hours of life that I'll never get back. The worst Seagal lead girl, I would say Kelly LeBrock, but she's so forgettable. One of them was in like the Foreigner, I think it is. Yeah, that was awful. This is cringe. This is probably the biggest cringe in the whole movie. This man lady, and they're like, "Oh, you're just jealous." I'm not jealous. I actually am a man, and I look like a man. I don't look like that. I don't put makeup unless I'm a clown or some kind of a cosplay for Comic Con. And who puts black lipstick on their mouth? That's gross, man. Even Poison Ivy would be like, okay, you look like a drag queen. And people say that Uma Thurman looked like a drag queen. No, she's gorgeous in that movie. It's a horrible movie, but she's sexy. I like her big nose and that green on her on her eyelashes. On her eyebrows. She's sexy in that. I don't want to hear that she looks like a drag queen. Yeah, I heard they canceled Batgirl. I know. I knew it was going to happen, guys, because the DC go woke or go broke. They've been going broke because their last animated movie did okay, but it's not breaking any records. This has been Universal's year because they had Jurassic World did well and Minions 2 did really well. So they fizzled just like Disney because Universal knew the audience that they're catering to. That's why their movies make so much money. There's the sharks. Yeah, good. Thank God. I don't want to. I don't. We don't have to see her again. A triple shark. A shark kebab. Yep. Let me go. Let me go throw that tissue away. Yeah, because I'm going to do this podcast now, so I'm going to do it later because he's going to come back. So leave the air on. It's on low. I'll put it on medium later because I have to go out. So okay, back to the railroad. Yeah, this movie's fun. I like watching it every year. Yep, eat them. Game of Thrones would have been a lot better if there were sharks. It wouldn't make any sense, but who cares? They have lakes in there. Like it makes sense that they have dragons and they can talk to them. That makes no sense either. Yep, a shark that breathes fire. Yep, that guy didn't even get eaten. He got like hit by a shark, but he didn't get eaten. That was a ripoff. Sharknado's so bad that it's good as like the room. Yeah, exactly, but it's more crazier than the room because these people actually can act and they're in on the joke. They play it straight. They don't ever like wink at the camera. Like some movies wink at the camera too much. We get it already. It's a movie. Yep, it's a Excalibur. It's a shark. It's a chainsaw sword. That's awesome. It's a lot better than that King Arthur movie from 2017. That movie was terrible. That had a big budget, and I was so bored, and it made no freaking sense. Nova with her shield. No, I forgot that whatever the hell its name is in the movie for like a couple more minutes. That's fine. When they get to the next, when they get to the next, yay, yay, she dies or it dies. Burn in hell, freaking gay agenda. There, I said it. Your kind isn't welcome here in these movies. Miley Cyrus, don't ever do plastic surgery because it'll ruin your face. You have a beautiful face. Don't do it. Don't inject Botox. Don't do plastic surgery. You're beautiful just the way you are. Yeah, you're weird, but hey, I'm weird. Our weirdness would collide really well. Plus, you're my sister's age, which is weird because she's only 7 years younger than me. Seven, not 10 or 15. That's not so bad. She just turned 30. She's going to turn 30 in November, Miley. There we go. Through time. Now they're in the medieval, not medieval times. They're in the a western, I think, or is it like the Civil War or something like that? Speaking of the room, Tommy Wiseau is making another movie. I know. Ha 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 ha. Ha. It is. I saw Endgame. I saw Back to the Future. I don't know why guys keep beards that turn white. I'm like, no, no. This is a yeah. This is a The British are coming. They're already here, guys. Yep, the sharks are coming. You heard that, people. Let me keep this slow because again, it's copyrighted music. I would rather watch Disaster Artist over The Room. I know a lot of people did. It's the making of that movie. No, this is not the Western theme. This is the, I guess, the Civil War or American Revolution. There's Leslie Jordan, another gay actor in this movie. But it's fine. Again, the cameos are much weaker here than in the first like four films. The best cameo in the last movie was Nichelle Nichols, who passed away this year. She's not in this one, so what do you think of Shaq's movies? Well, a lot of his films are horrible. Yes, I'm watching the last Sharknado. I'm 27 minutes in. I'm keeping it low so I don't get a copyright infringement. I don't want to get a copyright infringement, guys. I think it's Benjamin Franklin. Yeah. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, that's how he sounds, guys. Yeah. Hey, we all have the freedom of expression, even though some expression. I don't know why he looks like a fat Al Gore, but yeah. Yeah, he was the first American president of the United States. And yes, he was British, but here's the thing. He became Americanized once America was born. I think I'm following your footsteps when it comes to doing movie commentaries. Well, I haven't seen yours. I've been doing this since 2019 by myself because I started doing it on YouTube on my old computer, and then I did StreamYard for a while, but then I have to pay for that. There's Ben Stein because I don't use StreamYard anymore. If I have to pay to do a live stream, then it's not worth doing. Why? Because I'm like I don't pay for stuff. When it comes to live streaming, I do it free. Oh, I pay for physical media or digital copies, not for streaming. Because even these free streaming services like Tubi and Crackle and Peacock and yeah, No, we're not. We never did lose a war. Hamilton, Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, yeah, he is. Without Washington, we would all be Brits, and I'm like, I don't want to talk like them. I don't know why he sounds like Bill Clinton, but hey, it's an interpretation. This is not like exactly a historical drama. And by the way, women did not fight in the revolution because, again, women didn't have rights in the 1700s. She's so cute. They have fireworks, yes, in 1770, whatever this is. I think it was 1773. They had that. Hmm. Finn gives some really good speeches in these films. That's what I wanted from Finn in Force Awakens, but we didn't get that. Instead, he gets his ass kicked at the end of Force Awakens. He becomes a running joke in The Last Jedi, and in the third movie, they forget he's a main character. Why would you do that? That's bad character development, guys. This Finn was in all six movies, and he get developed as a character. He's a guy that runs a bar in the first movie to becoming the savior of humanity in these films. Still a better battle scene than Pirates of the Caribbean 3. That movie, that battle scene was like 30 minutes and it felt long. In the Maelstrom, good God, that was long. Yep, they always do. Yep, again. And now we travel back in time. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Suck it, you red coat ninnies. The only reason Spider-Man No Way Home worked is because it was funny and had a really, a lot of nostalgia, entertaining, moments. Without that, I think the movie would have failed because it would have not lived up to the first two films and had a lot riding on it since it came out during a pandemic. People keep forgetting that the pandemic is not over and monkeypox is still out there. Shepard, that's his great grandfather. Yeah, she does have Miley's eyes because Miley Cyrus has like uh, Italian eyes. puppy wuppy. I know you're bored, but rest because later I'll feed you after I go out and buy some food. Yeah, she wants to stop the shark, kill all the last sharks because of what happened to her grandfather. She's vengeful because, again, hmm me too. I'm ready to live. This pandemic, when it's over, it'll be part of the history books because of what happened. Yeah, because millions of people died because of a stupid virus that was spread from bats and from the tainted animals from China. That's why you shouldn't solicit animals, guys. Just get a pet. I have one. Yeah, again, better movie than Lightyear because that movie failed and it came out on Disney Plus today. I don't care. I'm not watching it. I don't want anything to do with that movie. It failed and it deserved to because you don't make a movie for kids gay. It's just not. No, they don't get tacos until in America until like the 1980s or 90s or whatever. Now we're in the Western theme. This is where Vivica Fox comes back. There's Jonathan Bennett, yeah, gay, but he dies in this a brutal, necessary death. He always struck me as like the gay Zachary Levi. Take that. Yeah, now we're in the 1800s because that was the Western time, like Back to the Future Part Three. Yes, I know he was in Mean Girls, but he was probably the weakest part of that movie. He was just a prize in that movie, not much of a character. The girls were characters: Rachel McAdams, Lacey Chabert, and Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Seyfried. They were characters. Yeah, Doc Brown's drugs. That's a nice touch. Yeah, from a nice nod to Back to the Future Part Three because that was in 1885. There's Vivica Fox. Yeah, she never met Nova because Nova was not in the second movie because Cassie Skirbo was doing another film. Hey, look, it's the guy from American Pie, Sherman, right? Yeah. I miss movies that have sets, not just a green screen every 2 seconds. I just ask green screen, but not everything is green screen, guys. Some people call it cheap pay. I call it real locations. Avatar, none of that movie is real. It's just green screen. Everything is a freaking CGI effect. Look at how much money we have. Again, that doesn't matter to me. You have to have a good script and likable characters and good writing, not a freaking a parlor trick. She looks sexy in that hat. Oh, nummy. Yep, a black woman in the Western time that's not a slave. That's awesome. That kicks more ass than anything that Disney did this year with their progression and appropriation. Yeah, she went through a portal. Again, that's what probably happened in No Way Home. Yeah, his son Gil is played by Sherman from the American Pie movies. I don't know if he was in American Wedding, but he was in the first two. I know that. I'm glad that they brought her back because I missed her. We hadn't seen her in 4 films. Yeah, these movies are ridiculous and they know what they are. Look at that sky. How much time we got? 42 minutes. Yeah, we're about halfway through the movie. I'm sorry if I'm tired. I just got up a few, like almost 2 hours ago. They're going to do a hanging. I know a lot of people aren't watching this, but that's fine, guys. Again, these movies are not very popular with the algorithms, but who cares about the algorithms right now? I do these live streams because I have to. I want to. I want to keep my voice heard. That knife is awesome. Oh yeah, Nova. Here come the sharks. A shark got imprisoned. That's great. Mm. Oh, spear right in the chest. That never gets old. That's awesome. Good stunt work. Because a 3 hour video game cutscene is not going to cut it for cinema now. Because again, Bye. Is that the guy from Sister? I think it is. One of the singers from that. It could be. Oh, there's the train from Back to the Future Part 3. Because, like I said, I miss when movies were made without computers and when they had real sets and, ridiculous, you know, IDs. Yeah, there's a laser beam. Yeah. Nowadays, it's like everything has to look like a video game. And I'm like, no, I mean, I'm fine with the Marvel and DC movies having CGI because it comes with the territory, but not everything needs to look like that. And you don't need a $200 million budget for everything. Oh, this is where Jonathan Bennett gets it right between the eyes. He has crazy eyes, too. And he's not Ryan Reynolds. When they put him as the new Van Wilder, that was a failure. You ain't Ryan Reynolds. He's funny in his sleep more than you are, dude. Oh, you got no future, Jonathan Bennett. Your future is you're screwed. Ridiculous doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when the movie doesn't have any sense whatsoever. Like the last Fast and the Furious movie, that was a cartoon, and that movie was way too long. It's an hour longer than this movie, and it didn't need to be. If it was 90 minutes of stupid things, I could have taken it a lot better than freaking 2 hours and 10 minutes. No, that was for the flashbacks, the stock footage, and all the stupid things that they did in the freaking movie. Take that! Yay! Got his arm cut off. This movie is not kind towards gay people. It really isn't. This movie gives a big middle finger to the LGB, right between the eyes. Because Leslie Jordan is the only gay actor that doesn't die here, but Jonathan Bennett dies, and that freaking man lady dies. Yeah, because they don't care. This is not Thunder Eleven script. Sam Mullen or whatever his name is. Yeah, he was like, "No, you're gonna die. You're gonna pay for your sins." Let me go get my water. Hold on. Sleep, Brad. Sleep. We gotta do this now. They're going through time, guys. They kind of recycle that. I gotta put the garbage out later. I'm gonna do that after I finish with this podcast. Go to the back. That's some nice cold water. I do commentaries for every kind of movie, whether it's a sci-fi movie, a horror film, a comedy, a drama, a freaking action movie, a musical, whatever it is. Hey, Rat, you're so cute. Puppy, 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 puppy. You're so cute. That's my puppy, Dolly. She's a Cavalier Shih Tzu. Yeah, she misses her family. That's why I'm doing this podcast because I'm like, it's a nice nod to Back to the Future Part 3, which I think is underrated. Now they're back in the beach. I thought that was let me keep this low. I think this is the 50s. It could be. There he is, the last appearance from Gilbert Gottfried. Thank you, Gilbert Gottfried. There's Tori Spelling. She looks so fat. I don't know what the hell happened to her face, man. Some people just age gracefully and some don't. Like Vivica Fox is in her 50s. She just turned 58 this year, I think, and she still looks great. Tori Spelling looks like she's 80 because of her face. It looks so bloated and just old. Just ugh. What happened? You went from sexy in the 90s and Scary Movie 2, and what happened to your face? I'll tell you what happened to her face, but I'm not going there. Cassie Scribble just is chubby. She has cheeks like that. But with Tori Spelling, I don't know what happened to her face. There's Anthony Cifuentes cameo singing Sharknado, but it's short because they don't want to get. Yeah, and this is what happened this year. A lot of shark attacks this summer. That's why I stayed away from the beach. I'll stay on the boardwalk and be safe. Thank you very much. I am not going to die. That these are Finn's parents, but why did they get Tori Spelling? He looks nothing like him. My mom is in her 60s and looks better than Tori Spelling. Take that, shark. I don't know whether they have the laser gun from Congo, but that was a fun comment, roast that they did. Yeah. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah, I forgot this is his last appearance. Yeah. A shark and roll NATO. Him I miss a lot. Why did they have a laser gun? I don't know. Thankfully, she doesn't have as much screen time as Olivia Newton John did in the last movie because she also looks fat and bloated. I mean, not everybody's going to look like me when in 30 years, but like I said, should take care of yourself. Don't do surgery on your face. Let's see, it's 52 minutes in. Her face looks awful. Tara Reid looks better than her, and she also did plastic surgery. That's why don't do plastic surgery, girls. It doesn't look good on you. You look like a cartoon. The flux capacitor. July 11th, 2013. That was when the first Sharknado movie came out. Yeah, on the Sci-Fi Channel. I was in my late 20s at that time. I shouldn't be the one to judge a person's looks, but some people do not age well, or they just mess up their faces with surgery. That's what happened with poor Laura Flynn Boyle. She was gorgeous, and now I don't know what happened to her. I still like her as an actress, but man, don't go under the knife unless it's necessary. Like Ashley Tisdale did with her nose, don't do it. It's not necessary. Boob jobs and all that, you don't need it. It's not necessary. Now they're going forward through time. Vivica Fox didn't do any surgery. You can tell her face it's aging gracefully. She doesn't look like she's 90. You're gonna age, guys. There's nothing that's gonna stop that. Once you're past 18, you're going to age. If you want to live, you have to age. That's the way it goes. But I'm aging gracefully. I'm not touching. I'm not gonna have a knife anywhere near my face. I shave. I don't cut myself. What the hell happened to your face? Oh, I don't even want to look at it. The chat's dead, but that's okay because again, the next movie is Ransom. It'll be a lot shorter than this. Well, actually, no, it's longer than this, but it's a '90s film, so you guys should be able to watch it. It's R-rated, so it's not meant for little Sims. Thankfully, this is one of the last cameos. I think the next part is when they meet the grandfather. Nova's grandfather is played by the guy from the Brady Bunch. This isn't as good as Back to the Future because Leah Thompson's in her 60s and looks better than Tori Spelling because she doesn't look bloated. You know, some people age gracefully and then when they go under the knife, they look terrible, or they drink, or they take drugs that make their faces blow up like a balloon. I mean, yeah, it just looks awful. Okay, scene. And what we're almost an hour. Yep. Oh man, that death is brutal. Gets bitten right in the stomach area, right in the back. That car is awesome, by the way. That's a 1950s car. Those are really expensive now because it's an antique. Yep. Goodbye. Keep the music low. Now we're back in San Francisco, just like the first movie. Here we go. We're in the present day at the time. Oh, that's 1997. It's not the present day. It's 1997. Yeah, this is personal for her. That's why. But 97, 25 years ago, I was 12. And yeah, my grandfather was alive back then. Both of my grandparents were actually in decent health at the time. There he is, the guy from the Brady Bunch. She's so cute. I miss my grandfathers too. I do. It is heartfelt. I didn't feel that in The Force Awakens or even Rogue One when all these characters died. You saw? There it is. California Bay, I guess. She's cute as a little girl. We're almost done. The movie's 92 minutes long, so it's pretty short. I wanted to do it early because you're so cute. She's so emotional. See, she's human. The hobo wasn't human. She could have died in any of those movies, and I wouldn't have cared. She's not human. She's like a super being that nothing is ever explained. Disney said, and I quote, "Keep moving forward." Disney, the Disney executives this year did not get that memo. Instead of moving forward, they're stuck in the past, saying we got to reference social issues gay agendas, etc., etc. And I'm like, that's not what Disney was about. Trying to be progressive and appropriating isn't going to erase their ugly history of racism. Sorry, guys, but that's the truth. I love that character so much. Nova's so vulnerable. She's not just badass, but she's also very, very emotional and human. And we fear her. We feel her vulnerability. Here we go. This is the third act when this is when they go into the future and you have robot sharks. That's great. That cracked me up because it's like Terminator sharks. There's the sharks, and there's not one sharks. There's several of them. Even though sharks don't come in packs usually, they're not wolves, guys. Some of them do circle around, but they don't come in packs, and they don't hit boats. That's a myth. A hippopotamus can hit a boat. Sharks don't do that. They don't charge at boats. They're not bulls. There we go. Num 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 num. You saw the little hat came out. Yeah, prepare to die. There goes her head. She would have been dead already. They would have ripped her in half. Ah, yep, she does the ah in every single movie. Oh, I'm gonna finish what I started today. I'm gonna do another video of my collection video because people obviously like that. This one's gonna be a lot shorter though. I'm doing the box sets and TV shows. That's all I can do for now. There they go. They're riding the shark on the water. They're doing like the SpongeBob movie. Yeah, that looked ridiculous too. But again, that was 2004. You're cute, puppy. Now they're in the future. Yeah, this looks like Terminator. It's hilarious because I forgot which year this is. I think it's like 2055 or something like that. It's not. It's past 2020. At least they use the 2020 because I would. There it is, the city of the future. Yeah, there's buildings that are broken up. Well, that's an understatement. The year 20,000. Yeah, 20,000. That no one's gonna be alive by then. I mean, I'd be lucky to make it. This robot sharks. That's great. That cracks me up. It looks like Terminator. Look, it's a robot shark made of metal. Yeah, that's hilarious that the sharks are made of metal. Well, it is an interesting idea. I mean, and there's a bunch of April clones. That cracks me up because it's like it's metal. Yeah. At least they're not ripping off Terminator because that was 2029, I think, or 2027. That's in a couple of years from now. 20,000 AD is going to be way different, and no one's going to be around by then because that's not 2,000 years from now. That's like 20. That's like 18,000 years from now. Yeah, she's the. There's the robot sharks. That's hilarious, man. There's all the chainsaws from all the movies. A lot of fan service here. The Queen. She's a robot again. 'Why is she touching his face? Well, she's wearing gloves. Those handcuffs are actually kind of cool because they put it around their neck and like this, something different. See, creativity. I give these movies credit for that. They have more creativity than the family's all here. Even Claudia's here, and we haven't seen her since I think the third movie. Yeah, the third or the fourth film. 10,000 years to forgive you. If you haven't forgiven a person by 10 years, then you have a problem, sir. So she froze her in carbonite. A Star Wars reference, even though Star Wars doesn't take place in the future, it takes place in the past. Because it says a long time ago, not in the future. It's not Blade Runner 2049, that's all I'm saying. There's Claudia. Yeah, she colored her hair. She got blonde highlights. We're an hour and 11 minutes in. Well, I should just check the counter here. It's basically the same time. Yeah, they're just holograms. This movie's almost as crazy as Multiverse of Madness, except it's a lot shorter. Yep, slap. They're just gonna stand there. Yeah, good. Stand there, minions. You're useless. You're just April clones. What was that? What are you, a wrestler or a dog? My dog doesn't even go. Grr. She only does that when she sees someone out the window. That was a good stun, yeah. For a lot of the crap that these movies get for being ridiculous, I'm like, at least they try. Grr. Yeah, the year 20,000. No one's gonna live that. We'd be lucky to make it the year 3,000. True, and I pretty much agree with this. Yeah, like I said, movies need to look like movies now, not video games, guys. When you have a budget of under 10 million, you have to work with what you got. 20 miles off the coast of Mexico, the first movie, yeah. This is a scene directly from the first movie. They just recreate it. There's the Asian guy and the Mexican guy, and then they reenact this scene. Blech. There we go. This is the same scene except it's in daytime for some reason. It looks in the original it looked a lot darker. There's April's head. We're almost done, guys, and then I'm gonna leave. Of course, this is the last scene. They have to retcon what happened. They erase what happened, and everybody's alive at the end. The third and at the end, which is a much better ending than Rise of Skywalker, where everybody's dead from the original. I don't care about these new characters. They didn't become a family. So what was the freaking payoff? Nothing. They rushed it, and they had 2 years. We're almost done. I'm glad I finally got to do this. A shark that smells blood. Yeah, just like the first one. Yep, laser beams right to the chest. I pretty much agree that movies should be movies and not video games. Exactly. They should look like movies, have real sets, real people there, real locations, things that are actually there. Don't put this bad CGI or like, make it look like everything's digital. It looks fake to me. It does. In the Marvel and DC movies, they go through time and whatever. I can handle that. But when it looks like a video game, I'm taken out. I feel like I'm being cheated. Yep. Die, Sharknadoes. There's the chainsaw. Yeah, you gotta have the chainsaw in all these movies, all six of them. That never gets old. Yep, cuts in half. Yep, he gets sucked in. This one. There's Gil. And by the way, she pretended to be Gil. This ending is ridiculous, but they'd have a whole fight in the sky. Yeah, even the head is involved. Yep, it ain't her head. That's right. Go through time. This is funny. This is crazy. Look at that. They have Asian, the Greeks, boxing, uh, Cleopatra. Yuck! There's Adolf Hitler getting killed by a shark. Oh, that's just a reference to 300. That's Doc Brown. A fighter jet? Yeah, not a fighter jet, a plane. This movie's crazy, man. There's the, there's just a robot shark. That still makes me laugh, man, because it looks ridiculous. You saw her head is in the shark. She's That's April the shark. That's great. Her head's in the shark. Yep. Goodbye, future. The kitchen sink. Yep, that makes sense because this movie is crazy, man. It's great. Yep. No, I don't want this rebooted. I want this to stay 6 films and that's it. And that first documentary was pretty good too. The fireworks. Yep. And da, 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 da. Wait, let me lower it. I don't want to get a copyright infringement. Dun, 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 dun. And boom. And we're back to the first movie. Finn's. There's Nova with her dark hair because in the first movie she had lighter hair. At least everybody's alive. You have stock footage of John Hurd. Yeah, rest in peace, John Hurd. This is stock footage because he was dead already. There's Gary Busey. There's all the characters alive and well. His son, his brother. There's Claudia. There's Petunia. Yeah, the little creature that's in all the movies. There's Gemini. Yeah, they all have different hair, but they. Bo Derek. No personal checks. Yeah, see, Gil is she's pregnant with Gil, so Vivica Fox is yeah, she's the news lady. She's Oh no, she's a political person. Mm. See, this is the kind of ending I wanted, like Days of Future Past, where everything's good and the characters from the other X-Men movies are alive and well. Jean and Scott and Professor Xavier, they're alive. I want to see that. I want some hope. I don't want these movies ending on a sour note. Even Endgame, even though Tony died, he sacrificed himself for everybody for the greater good. But it ended on a high note. Everybody that's still alive. Pretty much just like Endgame, and this was before Endgame. I miss you, John Hurd. I miss you a lot. And unlike the stock footage that they used for the Rise of Skywalker, where Carrie Fisher already died before the Last Jedi came out. At least that movie, she finished it. It's almost done. Yeah. 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 Thank you, John Hurd. See, it's a good way to end this on a high note. There's Petunia. Oh, John Hurt, I missed you, man. And I just watched Home Alone 1 and 2 last month, so there's Al Roker, yeah, and his cameo. He's always has to be in these movies. Well, my family's not here; they're upstate. That was it. Yep, that was the last Sharknado. Not to mention that John Hurd, not John Hurt, is a narrator from the BBC documentary Planet Dinosaur. I said John Hurd, not John Hurt. He's from Alien. Yeah. Daryl Hammond. Yeah, this is the ending. Let me lower this. Ben Stein is Alexander Hamilton. There's Christopher Knight as Grandpa Clark. That's Rainey Michaels as Polka Dot Bikini Girl. Thank you, Anthony C. Ferranti, for these movies. I'll always appreciate them. These are the guys that played the musicians. Robbie Riss from the first movie. Benji Bronx as Connor Beale. Dean McDermott as Gilly. Gilly? Tori Spelling as Ray. Yeah, I don't want to know that name again. M. Stephen Felty as Dr. Brown. Patrick Laberto as Caesar. Kato Kalin as Viking King. Jason Paul as Joe Lewis. Shad Gaspard as, oh, rest in peace too, man, as Muhammad Ali. Elaine Davison as Marie Antoinette. Latoya Jackson as Cleopatra. Paul Logan as Egyptian guard. There's James Hong. He's still alive, man. Hang in there. Alexander the Witness as Zernaro. Marcus Choi as Palmer. And Israel Sal Del Miguel as Captain Santiago. Bernie Coppola as charter boat captain. The little girl, Katerina Skirbo as young Nova. Yeah. Rest in peace, Gilbert Gottfried. I miss you, man. I'll never forget you. James Murray as Eastwood. Jonathan Bennett as Billy the Kid. Yeah, you're not coming back. Dee Snider as Sheriff Ron. Dexter Holland as British captain. Noodles as British first mate. Roy Taylor as Jebediah Clark. Alaska as Morgana. Yeah, you don't want to know. Leslie Jordan as Benjamin Franklin. Neil deGrasse Tyson as Merlin. Marina Sirtis as Winter. I knew her from Star Trek. Of course, Al Roker as himself. Petunia, who's in all of the movies. There's Chuck Henninger as Matt Shepard. Bo Derek as Mae Wexler. Gary Busey as Wilford Wexler. No cameo from Mark McGrath as Martin. Marcela Lucia as Gemini. Ryan Newman as Claudia. Yeah, no cameo from David Hasselhoff because he was doing Guardians too. Deborah Wilson. Judah Freelander as Brian. Vivica A. Fox as Sky. Cassandra Turbo as Nova. Yeah. Tara Reid. And Ian Ziering as freaking Finn Shepard. And John Hurd, yeah, in loving memory as George. We'll never forget you. Well, that's it, guys. That was the last Sharknado. Thanks for watching all these movies with me. The guys that did show up, pretty nice partner, and I've been waiting for this for a long time since summer 2022. Well, that's the last movie. So thank you for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you guys later with another video. Bye.